And so, yeah, it's been tough to lose my best friend, but, that's, it is what it is.
And you gained more best friends, so.
Yeah, exactly. It created so many more amazing bonds, and so I think I'm so grateful for that.
What was it like watching this back? I know that you and Kyle were definitely at a different place in your lives at that moment, but what's it like watching it back now?
Yeah, I think you feel a lot of nostalgia because obviously, Kyle was my best friend and we hung out all the time, and so things look a little different now, but it's a part of life. Like I said, people come into your life for a chapter, a season, or a lifetime, and I cherish the moments that I had with him, but we are definitely just walking different paths now, and that's completely okay.
Definitely. Natalie, how about you? What was maybe the toughest part for you to watch back?
Yeah, to be honest, I think everything related to my storyline on After the Altar was really tough to see. I forget that, sometimes I forget that this was filmed 6 months ago, right? Because it brings back so many different emotions, kind of seeing everything replay, because I've done so much healing and done so much moving on since filming After the Altar. So seeing it again was definitely, it does bring up some, raw emotions again for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then Deepti, kind of walk me through, how long were you and Kyle dating after cameras stopped rolling? And was it a difficult decision for the two of you to take this leap, but, describe your relationship after the camera started rolling.
Yeah, so After the Altar, so we filmed in April, and then early summer, we decided to go our separate ways. And it was an amazing time, but I think, we didn't really communicate as much as we needed to about our love languages, what we're expecting out of life. And also we just got hit with all of, the outside world, and there was so much pressure on us. And I think, it really impacted our relationship. And we're just trying to navigate this new life that is coming into our lap, I guess you could say. And so, yeah, it's been tough to lose my best friend, but, that's, it is what it is.
And you gained more best friends, so.
Yeah, exactly. It created so many more amazing bonds, and so I think I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, what's the status of your friendship now? And I know that was a big factor about whether or not you wanted to take that leap because you didn't want to lose your best friend. So, what's the status of your friendship now? Yeah, I think Kyle and I are very cordial, but I think it's too hard to go back to the same type of friendship that we had. Just because it's, once you cross that line and go there, the feelings are kind of always there, and I'll always care about him. But I think just being the same type of best friends as we were is just difficult, considering he's in a new relationship now too. Yeah, definitely. And Natalie, talk about obviously the big storyline was, these messages between Shaina and Shayne. Do you believe that there was never anything romantic between them, that Shaina never really had any romantic feelings for him?
Yeah, at the time when we were filming 6 months ago, I had just seen the Love is Blind episodes, and less than a week later, we went into filming After the Altar. I think based on what I saw on those episodes, Shaina was one of my closest friends in the pods. And so seeing that, my former friend and my former fiance kept up lies to me for an entire year until they were revealed on the show. And then some other things I heard from, other cast members of, some hangouts that they've had that people felt was more than platonic. I felt with that, there was a little bit more there. But I think now looking back and watching the show, I know that there's a piece where I say, I feel like they were in a secret relationship. I'm not sure if it was a romantic, or I don't think it was a full relationship or anything like that, but I do think that some boundaries were crossed.
Yeah, what was your relationship like with Shayne after cameras stopped rolling as well? It seems like you guys tried things once again and then just, couldn't get things back on track. And was that because of Shaina?
So we dated after filming, so the original Love is Blind season 2. So we dated for several months after filming, and there definitely was some on and off. A lot of feelings were there, especially after we saw the Love is Blind season 2 episodes and kind of seeing that love story play out. So that brought a lot of emotions, and so we did have some talks did we lose something that was special at that point? The Instagram DMs that I found with him and other women, that definitely was a major factor in us breaking up. And I think everything that happened in that situation, just with those and just kind of how that situation played out for us was definitely what really caused me to leave that relationship.
Yeah, definitely. And Deepti, kind of going back, to your relationship with Kyle, do you feel like it was the amount of pressure that, because so many people for so long were rooting for the two of you, and I know that you kind of kept your relationship private to try to figure things out, but do you feel like that pressure kind of forced you guys to take that next step as well?
Honestly, I think there was a little bit of pressure, but the pressure wasn't so much on like being in a relationship. It was more addressing our feelings, because we were tiptoeing around that whole scenario because we didn't want to lose each other as friends. And we knew that if it didn't work out, that's what would happen. And, that's kind of what happened. But I think it really forced us to address the feelings that we were feeling. Like, there was chemistry there. There was more than just a friendship. And so, I mean, it's a lot of the things, just being in a different world of like having so many people having opinions did impact us. But I think overall, I think it was a good thing. We needed to take that leap we don't want to have any regrets.
Right, yeah. Do you have any regrets from it?
Absolutely not.
No.
I mean, I do miss my best friend, but that, like I said, he was a chapter.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, have you met his new girlfriend and are you happy, or is it hard for you to see him dating somebody else?
Originally it was just because he's taking someone to the same things that we did, the same photographers, all of that stuff. So at first it was hard because, obviously I care about him, but I have met her before and she's very sweet and, I just want the best for him.
Definitely. Are you dating anybody now?
No, I'm gonna keep that private.
Nice. Natalie, how about you? Are you dating anybody now?
No, I'm still single.
We're dating each other.
Yeah, we're dating each other. I'll just put it out there. I'm single.
That's the love story that we want to see. Yeah. The two of you, the friendships, right? I mean, would you ever do this process again? Do you trust this process?
I would do this process again if I could find Deepti, Ayana, Danielle, and Mallory again. They made it completely worth it. It was really tough for us as I think these just normal private people being kind of thrusted in the public light. But I think one of the things we always talk as a friend group is we would go through this all again, the good and the bad, just to find each other.
Yeah.
Obviously we had some other splits that happened after filming stopped with Ayana and Jarrett and Danielle and Nick. I mean, how are they all doing? Were these surprising to you? Were you expecting this to happen, Natalie?
Yeah, they're doing very, very well. I think that, they truly had real love for each other, in those relationships. So I know that those, the decisions that they had to make were very, very tough, and we felt it as their friends. Mm-hmm. I think, though, as friends, we hope that it would work out, but we completely respect and understand why it didn't.
Yeah. Deepti, how about you? Was it surprising to you?
No, I mean, honestly, relationships are very hard. Marriages are even harder. And to go through something like this in such a pressurized way, I think it really forces you to make sure it's the right thing, right? And I think I wouldn't say, I'm just going through the motions of with our friends with them, and it's a journey. And it's people who are together for 20 years, they get divorced. You know what I mean? So it's you either learn to grow with your partner or grow apart, and either one is fine.
Yeah, definitely. I know you probably don't even think about him anymore, but did Shake ever reach out again and apologize or say anything to you following? I have him blocked. So, out of sight, out of mind for me. Who are we talking about? Shake, you said?
was he in season 2?
Who is that? Yeah, right. He who should not be named, right?
Yeah. No, he continues to kind of live in the past and kind of spews hate. But for me, I just want to put love and good vibes out into the world. I'm not going to say anything negative about him. I just wish him the best and hope he's happy.